requires you to have the willpower. But a good way to stop that is actually looking at your finances, spending 20 minutes at the end of the month, looking through what you spent and saying, okay, do these purchases line up with what I wanted? Did they bring me happiness? Did they actually improve my life in any way, shape or form? And then deciding, do you want to continue that habit in the next month and the next month? Or are you going to start making some changes?
If someone listens to this podcast and they go, okay, Nisha, I'm going to start looking at my finances for 20 minutes at the end of the month. Is that the right time to do it?
Yeah.
What is the plan? Talk to me through a really simple 20-minute plan of what someone should look at when they're checking their finances.
I would say there's probably two types of people. And one type is they absolutely do not want to look at their finances. The idea of budgeting or looking at the numbers just makes their skin crawl. They've tried to romanticize it. They've tried to do it with a glass of wine. They tried to do it with their girlfriends and it just hasn't worked. For them, I would actually recommend taking a step back, zooming out and thinking about what's the objective of looking at your finances. Why do you want to budget or look at your finances? And the main objective is so that you save a portion every single month. I would recommend, if you fall into this bucket, the back of a napkin approach. Take your take-home pay minus an amount that you want to save every single month. Start with whatever you feel comfortable with, whether it's $50, we're in the States, $50, $100, whatever it is. That's your saving. Put that away. Don't touch that. The rest you could spend. Important thing to do here is with that amount, as soon as your money comes in on payday, set up an automatic transfer so it's out of your bank account into a separate bank account that you cannot even touch. If you hate numbers, if you hate looking at your finances, if you don't want to look at your bank statement, do that. And then as the months go on, you could try and tweak that saving amount. If you are someone who's like, you know what, I want to look at my bank statements. I want to look at my numbers. I want to understand this a bit better. Then I would recommend a less restrictive way of looking at your finances that makes you feel like taking control is a way to say yes rather than saying no to buying stuff. And so I would recommend, if you fall into the bucket where you're like, okay, I want to optimize my finances, looking at your take-home pay. Once again, this is the number on your pay slip, not on your job description. And splitting that take-home pay into 3 buckets. These are 3 numbers that everyone should know. The first would be your fundamentals. These are your must-haves in life. The things that you need for day-to-day living. Mortgage or rent, groceries, car payments. That's your first bucket. The second bucket is your fun bucket. So these are leisure, travel, manicure, pedicure, spa, massages, all of that. That falls into the fun bucket. And then the final bucket is the future you bucket. So this is anything for you tomorrow. Savings, investments, even extra debt payments. When it comes to your spending, allocate a percentage of your spending to each of those 3 buckets. One that I recommend is around 65% for your fundamentals, 25% for your fun, and then 10% for your future you. So that's what you want to look at when you look at your bank statements. The first thing is, are you saving enough? That's the first category. And then you want to look for patterns in your other spending.